Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred. So my wife and I are back from our holiday in the UK, and as per the tradition of this channel, I'd like to share some of the photos with you. And I'll put a link at the description below in case you want to take a read at the blog entries I've got as well for this trip. At least day one of it. And the second part of the video is to recap on what I've achieved in this season 17 because it's towards the end of the season. And again, as per the tradition of this channel, I'd like to showcase to you some of the Primal Ancient I've got from this season. Spoiler alert, I don't really get to use any of those Primal Ancients. As though it was a surprise. And also what I look forward to next season, which is season 18. Alright, so now I've studied in the UK for 6 years, and I haven't been back for more than 20 years. So this trip has been a very, very memorable trip for us, or at least for me. First stop was back to the university. I was from Oxford, and Oxford is a beautiful town. It has hundreds of years of history in it, and by and large, the town is still very much stay as it is. This is the Broad Street, by the way, which is just right in front of my college, and on the left is a very, very old library. Every book ever published in Britain, I believe, is in there. On the right is a library. Further down is a bookstore, which is really huge as well, the Blackwell. And then you have eatery places, cafe and sandwiches, and also tourist attraction kind of shops here and there, souvenir shop. And towards the end of the road, turn left is where the town center is. Very, very much still as per what I remember of. There are still a lot of bits and pieces in Oxford whereby it's still something that is very much the same as where it was before, and it's a very beautiful place. So if you do visit the UK one day, do drop by Oxford. I think it's one of the most charming towns. I could be biased in the UK, so it's quite a lot of photos here. Like I said, I'll put a link below, and when I publish more photo, you'll find it in my website as well. All right, so now back to Diablo, and thank you very much for watching those photographs. Back to Diablo is that this season is the Legacy of Nightmare, which of course there's a buff there. Without using the LN rings, you could gain a buff of every ancient you've got, damage increase, damage reduction. So that's cool. So mine is a Necromancer skeleton mage build, and I'm just going to run through a thing very quickly here. So I'm not going to walk through all the items because I've done it in the past before. But I had a lot of fun. A very glass cannon build. I don't think I will play the Necromancer again in near future because it's just one of the most fragile classes I've played. I mean, even Wizard is also intelligent kind of like class, can perform better than Necromancer when it comes to damage mitigation. But Necromancer skeleton mage build is one of the most impressive damage dealer, bar none. I mean, it killed the Guardians in record time. So that is unparalleled. I mean, I think it is a bit of a balance between the two. One is that you feel a lot more tanky, but then you deal lesser damage, and another one is a super glass cannon. Anything can one shot the Necromancer, but you have a super kind of like a power when it comes to damage, output kind of thing. So I guess in a way, I can get it why Necromancer has to be that fragile because it's that strong, but not that I enjoy it anyhow. I enjoy the power, but I don't enjoy the fragile part of it. So I know I can't have both. And the other thing is that after exiting the season, we'll lose a buff, of course. But then there's a new gem called the Legacy of Dreams, whereby the buff will still remain so long as you level it to level 99, I think, rank 99. But then I got to keep the 2 rings, the Conversion of Elements and the Crispin Sentence, as well as the Circle of Nalut Evolve in the cube, or whichever in the cube, doesn't matter. So I gotta keep it, but I gotta lose one of the legendary gems. So I probably will lose the the Zellstone of Vengeance, because I do need the Enforcer, and I do need the Bane of the Trap to make my Land of the Dead really deadly. So I'll probably lose this one, get the Legacy of Dreams, if I still play the non-season, which I don't at all. But it does open up opportunity for you to build an LN build without the LN rings. So just think on it for a moment. It may be quite useful. Now, I not only that, I mean, I do have the the Thorns build as well. So, I do have all the Thorns gear, but, I think Thorns is a lot more enjoyable because a lot more tanky, but the damage output wise, just not that fantastic. So it's just one of those things, I guess. You kind of win some, you kind of lose some kind of thing. So the Thorn is one, and I would recommend, for some of you who like to clean up your stash right now because of the season ending, just decide which are the items you want to keep, maybe a set of ancient items in case you play one of those in the non-season, which I don't. But you could actually do some of these things and make sure that you dedicate one of the stash for things that you swap around. So you can swap things around, but making sure that as you swap all your gears, you do keep it within the same stash so that you don't accidentally salvage items that you need. Unlike World of Warcraft, whereby they'll tell you which items are tagged to what set, it doesn't do it in D3, which is a bit of shame. I would like to be able to play both build if I can. So that is one big tip for you guys. Just keep all the items within the stash, and then you can start to clean off all the items, the rest of the items. Now, when it comes to Primal Ancient, it's always a hit and miss in each season. So last season, Witch Doctor was kind of kind to me. I think I've got one Ancient for myself, and another one that my wife passed it to me. So, all in all, I'm too happy to have a Primal Ancient running around with the red kind of band around it. But this season, I've got quite a number of drops, but none of them I can use it in any of my builds. So, but then I'll run through them nonetheless. I think some of these are kind of junks, and you guys know it after you see the icon. I think next season onwards, the skirt necklace will be a good one. I think it has some legendary affixes to it. Whether you use it for your build or not, that's the next question. But it kind of like, there's something to look out for. Now, there's a whole bunch of legendary which I think for some build very particular may be useful, but I think these are also kind of junk stuff that I don't really use it for anything, at all. So now the one that remotely kind of useful to me is one of the shield here, which is useful if I play the Inarius build, but the Inarius build is so not competitive these days, even with the Primal Ancient. It's not going to change a great deal of it, but I'll keep it anyhow. Then the Wisdom of Kalan is also kind of nice for the Inarius build, and because it does it has a cooldown reduction. I would rather have it like a crit hit damage or crit hit chance for one of the affixes, but there aren't. So, but I guess I could live with it. Live with it. And Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac is also another ring that is rather useful for quite a lot of builds as well. So I think out of all these things, this is kind of a win. It has a crit hit chance to it, so I just need to roll one of the affixes, maybe reduce all resource cost by 8% into a damn slot. Maybe that's one, and pass it to my wizard. Perhaps, I don't know. So that's one option there. Another one, Compass Roll is always useful, and it's kind of good to have this like a Compass Rose as well. It's always hard to get all the right affixes, but at least one of them can be rerolled into a crit hit damage or crit hit chance, maybe the movement speed of it. So that is all the Primal Ancient I've got. Not really a lot, but some of them could be useful for my non-season character if ever I play them. Record-wise, it's not really fantastic this season. I knew I had the potential to push the I got a Guardian, by the way. I pushed Necromancer to higher than 100, but it's just that it's not really fun to keep dying. I think I can do 105, 110 perhaps, but it just the damage is just so insane. It's just no fun to keep dying. But it is what it is. It's a glass cannon. My wife and I did a 99 this season, and with my friend do a 99. I think if we really do a little bit more time, I think we can push through 100. But it's one of those things that once I touch a magical number of 100, I can stop there. All right. So now that is really all that I have got in this season. I enjoy it. I've got to play. I think I got to play different builds, but I think I would have enjoyed a little bit more if the legendaries are a bit more competitive against each other, meaning that there aren't really that many builds you can get from the LN build even. So like I want to build something like Hop Explosion, and what have you, but it's just, you could do it, but it's just not that competitive, and it's just not that fun if the class is not really built around that kind of like a legendary. So I don't know, maybe with time to come, there may be more legendary update like what the Diablo site has said. They're going to do a little bit of incremental kind of changes to all the legendary. They're going to do a little bit of like a theme season. I would think that it would take probably years for Diablo 3 to come to a very legendary status of it, I think, because if you do have the if you do update the legendary every couple months at the end of the season, you do get more and more build variety, and with that then the game opens up more, but it just takes so long to get there. But it's just one of those things. For Diablo 3, I probably see it, maybe another 5 years to come, it'll become a really awesome game, but it is a journey, as I always say. Next journey is a season 18. I don't think that I'll be very much interested in the buff itself, because it's just like Oculus Ring buff. It's no big deal. I may want to play a Crusader, Thorns, Invoker, maybe. So because I kind of like the Thorns, and it seems like an unfinished business with the Thorns build Necromancer. So with the Crusader, maybe it is a possibility there. Do let me know in the comment box below how you feel about next season, the Trion, I think. Trion, and what you're going to do with it. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.